When I was 16 years old, my parents opened up my closet door and they called me in and they pointed to a stack of money and they said, "What is this?" And my mom goes, "Come on, Kenny, you know what it is. He's a drug dealer." And that's when I had to come out and be honest with my parents and let them know that I was making counterfeit money and using it at strip clubs. Yeah, my parents couldn't believe it. My mom's like, "How could you do this to us?" And my dad's like, "At least he's not an idiot." So they sent me to military school to try to stop me from sowing my wild oats. And I was there for 2 years, and I couldn't do anything crazy. And then I got back to San Diego after that, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta do something crazy. What is the craziest thing I can do?" And I was like, "Go to Tijuana, Mexico." Tijuana, Mexico. You can drink at 18. And I would go down there, and I tried to invite my friends. I was like, "Hey, let's go down there." And they're like, "It's too dangerous. Somebody could kill us." And I was like, "Whatever." So I rolled down there, and I would go down there, and I'd get drunk. Once a week, I'd go down there, and I made this friend down there who lived in Mexico. His name was Justin, and we would just run into each other down there, and we would just go out and get drunk. Every week we'd do this. And I wouldn't call him, he wouldn't call me. We didn't have each other's number. We just randomly run into each other. And it was the greatest experience ever. This guy became my best friend. I love this guy. And I remember one time we were down there, and we were getting drunk, and I ran out of money. And that never happened to me in Tijuana, Mexico, because $1 American dollar is $1,000,000 Mexican dollar. So I ran out of money. I said, "I would love to keep on drinking, Justin, but I ran out of money, and I got to go home." Justin comes up with a brilliant idea. He goes, "Steven, why don't we just go to an ATM and get some more money?" And I was like, "Brilliant!" So we went down a mile. We walked to get to this ATM, and we get there, and I put my card in, and I can't read it because it's all in Spanish. And so he hits one of the numbers, and all these pesos just come flying out. And I'm like, "Oh, we're rich." And I grab the pesos, and I turn around, and this guy runs up with a gun, and he puts it to my head. And he goes, "Give me the money, give me the money." And I have my hands in the air, and I have the money in my hands, and I go, "I don't have any money." I was so drunk that I thought I could lie to him. And I remember he opens up the revolver, and he puts a bullet in it, and he spins it. And he puts the gun back at me, and he goes, "Give me the money. I'm going to count to 3. And he goes, 1, 2. And I grab some of the pesos, and I throw it in the air, and I go, 3, run! And I start running. I run until my lungs are burning. I run and I was cross-country runner, so, I could run for a while. I ran all the way, and then remember I stopped, and I turned around, and I didn't see Justin behind me. And I was like, "Oh, I hope he's okay. I don't have his number, so I can't call him to find out. And I'm not going back because I am a pussy. I'm going to save myself." So I remember I crossed the border, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he just got away, He probably went a different way. And I crossed the border, and I vowed to myself, I will never go to Tijuana, Mexico again. It's too dangerous. And then my younger brother turned 18 for his birthday, and I said, "Well, what do you want to do for your birthday?" And he said, "I want to go to Tijuana, Mexico." And I was like, "Let's go." So I take him to Tijuana, Mexico. It's a year later. I'm back in Tijuana, Mexico. And we get there, and I go, "What's the first thing you want to do?" And he goes, "I want to go to a strip club." And I'm like, "We could have done that in the States, but okay, I guess we'll go." So we go to this strip club, and I go over to one of the employees, and I go, "Hey, I'll get 2 beers for me and my brother, and can you send 2 girls in the back for us? Whoever, you pick. Dealer's choice." And so we go in the back. My brother goes to one room. I go to another room. And this beautiful girl walks in, amazing, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I'm about to get the lap dance of my life. It is going down. And the girl starts dancing all erotic in front of me. She's shaking herself. And then she comes closer from the shadows, and she looks at me, and she goes, Steven? And I go, oh, how do you know my name? And she goes, it's me, Justin. And I was like, holy shit, because Justin had become Justine. Justin had a sex change. And I was like, what how did this happen? I'm like, I'm just so happy that you're alive. I thought you were dead. And I was like, what happened? And Justine's like, well, you know, after that whole thing that happened last time, I just thought life was getting a little crazy, so I stopped drinking and I pursued what I really wanted to pursue. And I became Justine, and I was like, you know what, Justine, I'm so happy that you're okay. And I gave Justine a hug. I'm like, this is so amazing to see you. I love you so much. I'm gonna go, so because you're at work. And right when I went to walk out, Justine puts her hand and blocks me and goes, wait, you're not leaving. And I get scared. I'm like, oh no, it's like, is Justine mad at me? Is Justine gonna make me pay for leaving her there? Like, am I gonna get hurt? Maybe Justine knew that guy and it was a setup. And then I go, okay, what's wrong? What do you need me to do? And Justine says, you can't leave until you pay for this lap dance. So I said, oh, of course. I used your time. So I opened my wallet, and I gave Justine $30. I gave Justine a hug, a kiss on the cheek, and I walked out. And I've never been to Tijuana, Mexico again since. But if anybody's having a birthday, thank you very much.